Hello learners, welcome to our today's lesson. This is grade 4. Your facilitator is called Teacher Jomo, Josphat, and I'm happy to have you. Today we are going to look at living things, and before we start, I hope you have a pen and a book whereby we'll be writing your short notes. So welcome, and let's begin. Our strand of today, we are looking at living things, and our substrand is the human body, and under human body we are looking at the human digestive system. I've said our topic, it is living things. Living things. That is our topic, our strand. Then our subtopic, we are looking at the human digestive, the human digestive system. The human digestive system. Okay. By the end of this, of the substrand, as the learner, you should be able to identify parts of the human digestive system, and that is our core value in this lesson. And my introduction, we all know that the human body has many organ systems. The human body has many organ systems. And in this substrand, learners, you are going to be introduced to the human digestive system. And this is grade 4 syllabus. So our first point, we are looking at what is digestion. What is digestion? What is digestion? Learners, what do you understand by the word digestion? Digestion, we all know that we normally eat food, and when we eat food, we normally chew before it reaches to our stomach. But now, if you are asked to give the definition of digestion, what will you say? This is what you have to say. Digestion, it is the process of breaking down food. Digestion is the process of breaking down food, and this food, as it is being broken down, they are broken down into small particles, that can be absorbed into the bloodstream, into the bloodstream. And as it is being absorbed in the bloodstream, you should know that that is when now the body finds now the chance to use for use by the body. So when you are told to give the definition, or you give the definition of digestion, you have to say digestion is the process of breaking down food into small particles that can be absorbed into the bloodstream for use by the body. We can proceed by saying digestion starts in the mouth and ends in the small intestine. Point number 2 you have to know is that digestion of food, when we eat our food, digestion starts from the mouth and ends in the small intestine. So whenever you eat your food, you should know that your food goes direct. It starts from the mouth, then it goes down the stomach, then digestion ends in small intestine. The digestive system produces digestive juices called enzymes that digest food. Now, what makes that food to be digested? We have the digestive juices, and these digestive juices are called the enzymes. So enzymes, they help the food to be digested well for the body to use it. Now, examples of digestive juices that I'm talking about, like for example, when we eat our food in the mouth, in the mouth we have saliva. In the mouth we have saliva, and this saliva is produced in the mouth by salivary glands. We have the glands that normally produce saliva. So saliva, it is the juice number 1, and this juice, it helps the food to be digested well. Number 2, we have gastric juice. We have gastric juices. So gastric juice, this is the juice that is found in the stomach. So whenever the food goes into your stomach, then there is that gastric juice that normally helps the food to be digested. Then we also have bile. We also have bile juice. This bile juice always helps you, helps the food to get digested well. We also have pancreatic juice. Pancreatic juice, this is the juice that it will help, also helps in digestion. Now, my learners, I hope you are aware that before the food is digested, we have some food that we have some juices that has to go in line with the system so that the food may be broken down well for the use of the body. Digestion of food ends in the small intestine, as we said earlier, and in the small intestine, you will realize that the food is absorbed into the bloodstream and taken to all parts of the body. In the small intestine, you will realize that food is absorbed into the bloodstream and taken to all parts of the body for immediate use or storage. This one gives us now the chance to know the various parts of the digestive system, various types of digestive system, parts of digestive system. We are going to have a drawing. Just a small drawing that will enable us. This is a drawing that will enable us to know more about the digestive system. This is the parts. We are looking at the parts. These are the parts we are looking at. Learners, I hope we are drawing together the parts of digestive system. We want to know them one by one. We want to know them one by one. We want to know them one by one. These are parts of digestive system. I hope we are drawing together. So part number one, we normally have the mouth. We have the mouth. As you eat your food goes to the mouth, then it comes to the esophagus. We have the esophagus. There. Then from the esophagus, food goes to the stomach. It goes to the stomach. As the food reaches the stomach, now this is where a lot of activities are done. Like number one, we have the gastric juice from the stomach that will be produced. We have the liver here. We have the gallbladder. Remember we said that there is a juice called bile juice. So bile juice is produced by liver, and this liver as it produces bile, some of it will be used in breaking down the food, digesting the food. Then the remaining, it will be stored in gallbladder. Then we also have a leaf-like. We also have a leaf-like. So a leaf-like, this leaf-like, it extends up to this end, and this leaf-like is called pancreas. It's called pancreas. Then from pancreas we come to, now this, the larger part outside here, it is called the large intestine. Then the ones that are inside, that are called the small intestine. Then down on large intestine we have rectum. And then at the low end we have the anus. Now my learners, for the first lesson, you have to understand that we have such parts: mouth, esophagus, liver, gallbladder, stomach, pancreas, large intestine, small intestine, rectum, and anus. So those are the parts of digestive system. You have to understand that all living organisms need food to live. So for any living organism to live, it has there must be food, so that this food will help this organism to live. Then you have also to know that food helps, provides energy required for some biological processes. We have biological processes, and as I have said from the first digestion, the process of breaking down food, this is what we call biological process. And so food provides energy required for all biological processes like movement. If you want to move well, you have at least to eat some food so that it will give you some energy. Also thinking needs what we call food. Whenever you eat food, you will realize that you have energy, and this energy will help you now to move. We also have another importance of food when it provides energy, especially when it comes to growth. For a child to grow well, he or she needs to eat food, and not just food, but a balanced diet food. And also for reproduction, you have to realize that reproduction is done well when food is involved. This one brings us to the second part, and the second part we are looking at describing the functions of the parts of the human digestive system. If you have any question, you can send your message to the number provided. You can send your question and I will be answering your questions. Okay. Let's look at the functions of the parts of the human digestive system. The functions, now that we know the parts, now we look at the function. What does every part of the digestive system do in the human digestive system? Let's look at the functions. We look at the functions of digestive system. And this one, we are looking at the parts. We are looking at the parts of the digestive system. Parts of the digestive system. Okay. In this substance, we are going to identify and name parts of the human digestive system as guided on our chalkboard. For the first time, before we look at every part, let's look at the meaning of digestive system. Because we have looked at digestion, then let's look also at digestive system. This one will bring you closer to now identifying the parts of digestive system. What is digestive system? Digestive system, it is a group of organs. Digestive system, it is a group of organs. Digestive system, it is a group of organs. That is what you need to know. Digestive system. Digestion is the process of breaking down. But now when we come to digestive system, we now look at the group of organs, a group of organs in the body, groups of organs in the body, groups of organs in the body, which break food into small particles, which breaks food into small particles, which breaks food into small particles. And this food, as it is broken into small particles that can be absorbed, in the bloodstream. That is the meaning of digestive system. As you can see, we can read together. Digestive system, it is a group of organs in the body which breaks food into small particles that can be absorbed in the bloodstream. So this one, it gives us now the opportunity to look at the parts, of the digestive system and their work or function. Now, parts of the digestive system, we can view our image here, our diagram that we have. Part number 1, we have mouth, and in the mouth, we have what we call teeth. So let's look at the parts of digestive system. Part number 1, we have mouth. And the work of the mouth, this is where food is chewed and mixed with saliva to moisten it. Mouth, food is chewed. Number 1, after being chewed and mixed with saliva. The work of the saliva is to moisten it. The work of the saliva is to moisten it. So food is chewed and mixed with the saliva to moisten it. So this is the function of the mouth. The work. Function is the work that each part does. So number 1, we have mouth. Then in the mouth, we also have teeth. So we have to look at the function of the teeth. And what is this function of the teeth? Okay. We have teeth, and this teeth helps in chewing food into small particles. Teeth helps one to chew food into small particles. So when you eat your food in your mouth, you will realize that the food is being chewed and mixed. So by the time this food is chewed, what is chewing the food is what we call the teeth. So the teeth helps in chewing food into small particles. So that is the work of the teeth. Chewing food into small particles. That is number 2. And we also have the tongue in the mouth. We are still in the mouth. We also have the tongue. We also have the tongue. And the work of the tongue is the one that normally rolls food. It rolls food. So the work of the tongue is to make the food slippery, balls that are easy to swallow. It is the food which turns the food in the mouth. It turns it into several times, and this one helps it to be slippery. So the tongue, let's write. It helps to make food. To be slippery. Then after the food is slippery balls, then from there, that is when now we find it easy to swallow. Let's turn to the second part, and our second part is esophagus. Let's look at esophagus. So immediately you eat your food, you have finished eating your food, you have chewed it, it has been mixed with saliva, the teeth has helped you to chew the food, then it now comes to the pipe. So this is just a pipe. It passes, esophagus passes, it passes the food, it passes the food to the stomach, As you can see from our diagram, the mouth has done its part. Now there is that pipe. The pipe now is taking the food to the stomach. So we have the stomach. So whenever the food comes to the stomach as our next part, so this is number 3 and this is number 4. Whenever the food comes into the stomach, the moment the food comes into the stomach, you have to know that this is where the food is stored temporarily. Food is stored temporarily. In the stomach, food is just stored temporarily, and this food, when it is in the stomach, now we have the process that takes place. We have the process that takes place for the food now to be digested well in the body. Like number 1, it is mixed with digestive juice. Food, it is mixed with digestive juice. That is what you should know. When the food now has reached the stomach, it mixes with digestive juices. Then number 2, the digestive juices that are inclusive, we have digestive juices. Yes, digestive juices. We have gastric juice. We have gastric juice. That is juice number 1, which is found in the stomach. Then number 2, we have bile juice from the liver. Then we also have pancreatic. We have pancreatic juice. And this pancreatic juice, it is from the pancreas. So the pancreas also has got a very good function when it comes to food digestion. Let's look at pancreas. Pancreas as our number 5. Pancreas. What is the work of pancreas? Kindly check your spelling. Make sure that pancreas, at the last bit of it, at the last letter should be S and not E, because most of the learners will make a mistake of including their E. Okay. So pancreas, it produces pancreatic juice. Pancreas produces pancreatic juice. It produces pancreatic juice, and I've told you the function of pancreatic juice. Pancreatic juice just helps the food to be broken down into small particles, and the food now it becomes into good digestion. We also have liver. We also have liver, and this liver produces bile. It produces bile, and remember, bile is a juice. So bile also helps in food digestion. We also have esophagus. Not esophagus, but we are looking at gallbladder as our number 7. Gallbladder, as I told you, is that gallbladder, whenever liver produces bile juice, then gallbladder, its work is to store. That is why it is found in the liver. So gallbladder stores. gallbladder stores bile juice. Stores bile juice. And number eight, we have a small intestine. We have small intestine. We have small intestine. We have small intestine. What is the function of the small intestine? Small intestine, it absorbs digested food in form of fats and oil. Small intestine, let's repeat. Small intestine absorbs digested food. It absorbs digested food. It absorbs digested food, and this digested food is in form of fats and oil. Fats and oil. So the work of small intestine is to absorb digested food in form of fats and oil. We also have large intestine. We also have large intestine. The function of the large intestine is large intestine absorbs water and mineral salts. It absorbs water and mineral salts Okay. As I said earlier, that digestion begins from the mouth and ends in the small intestine, and that is true because small intestine, it is where now absorption of digested food occurs. But now when it comes to large intestine, we do not have any digestion happening there. We do not have any digestion that is happening in large intestine because large intestine only supports the digestion with water and mineral salts. We have rectum. Just allow me to erase this. Hope you've written. We have rectum. And the work of the rectum, this is where it stores undigested food. Rectum stores undigested food. It stores undigested food. And this undigested food, it is what we call feces. Especially when you finished eating, digestion has been done all over, then now the remaining food that has not been digested, it now comes down to the rectum. Now under rectum, this is where undigested food is stored here. This is where undigested food is done here. So in rectum, you should know that waste material, waste products, the undigested food, this is where it is stored. Okay, it is stored. Now we now look at anus. Remember, this is number 10 and anus number 11. Now anus, this is the part that removes undigested food. Anus removes undigested food. Anus always removes undigested food. Now, as digestion ends in small intestine, now large intestine will only support the digestion with water and mineral salts. But now the remaining undigested material, it now comes to the rectum. Now the process of removing these waste materials or undigested food from rectum to the anus, to the rectum and anus, the process, it is called digestion. The process is called digestion. So digestion, it is the process. It is the process. It is the process of removing. It is the process of removing waste matter. Waste matter, the one we call feces. The one we call feces. So waste matter. The moment waste matter is removed, that is the process now we call digestion. Now it comes from digestion now to digestion. Digestion, you start eating. Digestion, you remove. You remove. Okay. We are moving on, well, learners, and I want you to understand every bit. I want you to understand every bit. So digestion of food starts from the mouth and ends in the small intestine. As we said from our start, then the second lesson also. So we look at digestion, which is now the process of removing waste matter or feces through the anus. So the anus will now remove all the waste matter which we call feces. So whenever we go, we have named it Isiolo. Isiolo now becomes the toilet. So whenever you go to Isiolo, you will realize that when removing your matter, it goes down through that pit or through the toilet by use of the anus. Now I know that you've now understood. Esophagus, we have some names. That are given out. Some of these parts have got more than one name. Maybe they can set in exam, then you find out that the one you know it is not there. I want you to understand that esophagus, it is also called food pipe or gullet, food pipe or gullet. We also have small intestine, which is also called ileum. Small intestine is also called ileum. I'm just giving you the names that are similar. Whenever they set in exam, they might fail to use esophagus. Then you find out that we have food pipe or gullet. Then we also have large intestine. Large intestine is also called colon. Large intestine is also called colon. Now, large intestine does not carry any digestion, and the other name of large intestine is colon. Food is digested through the presence of digestive juices. This is what you should know. Food is digested. Food is digested through the presence of digestive juices. Digestive juices are named. We can say named or like. Let us use like. Juices like gastric juice. We have saliva, we have bile juice, and pancreatic and pancreatic juices and pancreatic juices and pancreatic juices. So for food to be digested, you should understand that there must be a presence of digestive juices, and these digestive juices are the one that helps the food actually to be digested well. I'm going to give you an activity, if possible. Your child can do it, then can present it for marking to their various grade teachers. For those who are using KLB Visionary, we have activities in the Learner's Activity Book on page 23, on Learner's Activity Book, page 23. And this is where learners will exercise more about the human digestive system. We also have activity 1.24 in the same book, KLB Visionary, Science and Technology for grade 4. We also have activity 1.24. This one helps the learner to identify parts of digestive system. It helps now the learners to identify such a diagram. It is well drawn in that book. Then the learners can answer those questions. We also have table 1.7 on page 25 in KLB Visionary, Science and Technology for grade 4s. These ones, you are being told to describe the functions. As I started giving you the functions of each part, so learners will be required to write the functions of each part. Then lastly, we have self-assessment 4 on page 26, self-assessment 4 on page 26, and this will help learners to learn more about the human digestive system. Thus, learners, your teacher has also drawn a diagram based on what is displayed here. This is the diagram of the human digestive system. So when you look at the diagram drawn here, you will realize that the diagram is similar to what is displayed on the whiteboard. So learn how to draw the diagram basing on such. So the diagram is well represented, and it has got all the parts of human digestive system. It shows you the mouth, it shows you the teeth, then we have the tongue inside, then we have the esophagus, which is also called the gullet food pipe. We also have the stomach, we also have the large intestine, small intestine or ileum, we have rectum, we have anus, we have pancreas, gallbladder, liver. So all these parts, they are already displayed on the whiteboard, and this will help you to measure your focus on human digestive system. Maybe if we have any question, of which I know that most of those questions I will be answering in due time. But for now, let us have a clear understanding of the human body and understand why you eat food and the importance of food and the human how digestion of food is done in your body. So avoid eating food that is not warm if you want your digestive system to function well. Make sure that the food that you eat should be warm all the time. Make sure that you do not overeat, but eat the required amount of food so that your digestion will continue functioning well. We also have an advice on now what we call overfeeding the children. A parent, when you overfeed your child, you are making that child to develop some serious sicknesses in his or her body. So make sure that your child is given the required amount of food, whereby this food will enable the child to at least maintain his health or their health. This one just brings us to the closure of our lesson of today. I hope that you have enjoyed the lesson. I hope that you have all that is required for you now to go ahead in understanding the human digestive system. Thus, I ask that you may maintain your vision of learning more about digestive system, not only in grade 4, but as you continue in different levels of your education. What if maybe you may be asked, what is the difference between digestion and digestive system? And maybe you do not know the clear answer about it. I want you to understand that when we talk of digestion, we are talking about the biological process of breaking down food. I'm just clarifying to you. Maybe you've just joined us during the lesson. Digestive system, these are just the organs. The digestive system, they are the group of organs in the body. And this group of organs, they help one to break food into small particles that can be absorbed into the bloodstream. So the food that is digested, it is therefore absorbed into the bloodstream. Let's just finalize by saying that digestion is the biological process of breaking down food into small particles that can be used by the body. And this food that is digested, it goes into the bloodstream. It is the bloodstream that now uses the food that has been digested. The undigested food will always come to the rectum. Undigested food from the stomach, there is nowhere that it will stop. It will come directly to the rectum. And then the digested food, now it is supplied in the bloodstream. The bloodstream, it is all over your body, starting from your head, because your head carries the brain, so all over your body, down the feet. So all the food that has been digested is now used by the body. So I will just encourage you that at this moment, you may have all that is required for food to be digested. You know the diagram, you know the parts, and all that is required. Thank you so much for following me, and thank you for engaging into this lesson. I hope that you have enjoyed. Welcome and welcome again on KUTV, whereby you will meet this program running every day. Thank you. Yes.